Hey guys, I made a diaper cake carousel. A lot of items used in this project are from the Dollar Tree. This is a step-by-step video on how to make it. The base of the carousel is where the diapers sit. The carousel has 6 unicorns, lights, and a secret compartment for gifts or to put away very special treasures. Links to products used in this carousel are in the description box below. I am very happy with the way this carousel looks like and will not hesitate to give it to a friend for his baby shower, baby christening, baby's birthday, or as a welcome home baby gift basket. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about the carousel. And remember to like and share. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button, and thanks so much for watching. For this project, we are going to need 76 diapers number 1, a rubber band, a large rubber band, clear wrapping paper, gold colored tissue paper, foam sheets, 7 foam boards, 3 used paper rolls, 3 pony play sets from the dollar store, although at the end I ended up buying another set because I didn't use the yellow one. 3 small pieces of wrapping tissue, 6 tiny paper cups. I got these ones last time I went to McDonald's. 6 paper straws, 6 skewers, 6 small LED lights, 1 pack of gemstone stickers from the dollar store, assorted beads from the dollar store, a pack of round mirrors, gem rings from the dollar store, ribbon, bright magenta, glorious gold, and English navy paint, Mod Podge, glue, E6000, self-adhesive fastener dots from Dollar Tree, extra fine glitter 24 karat gold, a piece of fabric, tulle, a small hairband in clear color, a foam ball of 2 inches. These 2 items are optional, a foam clown ball of 2 inches and a marble, a cutting mat, a protractor, square ruler and regular ruler, an eraser, scissors, pencil and X-Acto knife, a compass, masking tape, hot glue gun and sticks, foam brushes from the dollar store, gloves. We are gonna cut the foam boards into different shapes, 6 circles of 15.5 inches in diameter. You're also going to need a 17.5 inches circle, and we are going to divide it into 7 equal parts. We are going to cut all the edges around. And then we're gonna subtract one of the pieces of the pie, like that. Save this piece because you're gonna need it later as a template to cut other pieces. And now I am gonna superficially cut through those lines. Perfect. Let's see. You have to be firm but soft enough so it doesn't break completely. See? When you cut, you don't go all the way to the other side, just halfway. I had to recharge my gun. And let's see now. There we go. The circle of 15.5 inches, we're gonna put it together with our hexagon. And now we're gonna cut all the borders from the circle so it matches with this figure. I'm going to trace with the pencil the lines, so it'll help me cut it. Now with the utility knife, I'm gonna cut these borders. And you're gonna do the same with all the borders. Once you have the 15.5 inches circle cut, then this is gonna be on top of it. Let's continue with the rest. We have a 20 by 8 inch rectangle and we are gonna divide it into 6 equal parts. Each one of the 6 parts is 8.4 centimeters by 8. You're gonna apply the half cut technique to this piece in order to get this result. We're also gonna need a long stripe of 50 inches by 2.5 inches. Because I don't have any board there is that long, what we are gonna do is that we are gonna put together these pieces here with masking tape. This foam board is gonna be half cut every 2 inches, so we're gonna have 25 little squares. Just make sure that your last square is loose. This tape, we're gonna have to paint it. Great, we have our 48 inches of foam board right here, plus the 2 inches loose, which is this one, painted with this paint and cut every 2 inches, as you can appreciate here. See? With the half cut technique. Also paint the top of the hexagon with this paint and one of the 15.5 inches circles with this paint. Cut a 29-inch long by 2.1/8 inch high piece of foam board. Divide it with a pencil and a ruler into 29 parts. Apply the half cut technique to get this result. Then paint with bright magenta. While the other piece dry, we are going to recycle these rolls by cutting them in pieces of 2.25 inches. We are going to need 2 triangles of each color of the glittery foam sheets. And for the measurements, all you need is this piece, which is the one that we took out of the pipe. This piece. This is the one that you're gonna use as a template to cut the triangles. We're also going to need 6 rectangles, 2 on each color, the magenta, white, and blue. And the measurements for these rectangles comes from this piece. And as you remember, this piece is 8 inches by 8.4 centimeters. I actually rounded up to 8.5 centimeters when I was cutting. With the same glittery foam board, we are gonna be cutting these tiny triangles. They are a little bit less than 1.25 inch by 1/2 inch. I also created these pieces to decorate the carousel, and they're gonna be going in here. See, they're gonna go on top of these parts. See? But let me take the loose piece because it's easier to explain. So all the pieces that I made are smaller than the 2 inches by the 2.5 inches. So that way I can fit the glittery piece inside of the foam board. This one as well. See? This one is different. This is the opposite, as you can see. But it's the same thing. And these are two separate pieces. This one is wider because I need it wider, but it's gonna go up here. And this part is gonna go on top. Because I wanted a color on top of the white that will stand out. So, and also this, the inspiration was fleur de lis, which is a flower, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right in English, but this is the inspiration. I just went online, I did a search on fleur de lis, and it came out this flower, something similar. I just put a paper right on top of my phone, trace the flower, came this out of my tracing, and then I just put it on top of the glittery sheet, foam sheet, and trace again to get a stronger template. And then from the template that I created, I did all the other ones. We are gonna be needing 6 of each one of the figures. You can try to make the same figures, you can come up with your own figures, you can be very creative in this project, and more so in this stage of the project. I am going to paint 6 of the decorative shapes with this paint, which is Glorious Gold, on both sides. After they are dry, I am going to cover one side of the decorative shapes with glitter. Time to work on these little paper cups. But the first step is to make a hole right underneath, like this. See? And like that. Just a small hole. Then you're gonna try and see if the straw fits through it. If it doesn't, then you cut a tiny bit more and you try again till it goes through, like that. See, it goes through, but it's not loose. That's how we want it. You also want to make sure that the hole is made right in the middle of the little cup. For the flowers, we are going to need wrapping tissue. I got green, red, and white, and I cut them at 2 inches, all of them. See? I'm just eyeballing the measurements. I think it may be about 3 inches. Let's see. Or 2.5 inches actually. Yeah, 2.5 inches in length. So it doesn't have to be exact. I'm going to put the red one inside. I'm just gonna fold, very tiny folding. I'm just folding very tiny. Let me see what's going on. I need the flowers to be very small because the flower pots are very small. So, and they don't need to be absolutely perfect. In another video I will share with you how to make nice flowers. And I'm thinking that this is gonna take too long, so I am going to make different flowers. And I'll put a red first. And then I'll use white, put it in the outside. There we have another flower. Turn it at the bottom so it stays. Where are the other two? Too small, so I'm gonna put this one first, then this one, I'm gonna put some green as well. I don't want them to be too big because I want the flowers to stay kind of like that. So that's cute. And I'll do another green on this side. And the flower pots are filled up with flowers. So adorable. I really, really, really love how they came out. They look so, so cute. I'm just gonna cut the back of these rings with a strong scissors. This one won't do it, it's too small. So I have to do it with this one. I am gonna be using the front of these rings for the carousel for decoration. You'll see. We're gonna cut the gemstone stickers into 5 lines and have them ready for use. Just like that. The gold fabric, we are gonna be cutting these tiny pieces. They're about 2 1/4 by 1 inch, and as you can see, this is sort of the shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's cut 6 of these little pieces. Time to work on the skewers. We're going to cut the 6 skewers right here where it says 8 1/2. And remember to cut on this side. There you go. So now I have 8 1/2 inches. There are 6 paper straws and they need to be cut into 3 pieces. 2 of them we are going to use. The third one we are going to disregard. The first piece we are going to cut is 2 inches and 5/8 of an inch. So 2 inches and 5/8 of an inch will be right there. Okay, so we need to cut in an angle as well, which is very important to remember. There we have it, 2 5/8 of an inch. Now we put it on the side. The other piece that we need is 4 inches and 3/8 of an inch. I just gave every horsey brand new shoes. The next step is going to be to convert it into a unicorn, and for that what we're gonna do is take these 2 pieces that we previously cut from the foam, glittery foam board, and they are, as you can see from the back, they're adhesive. So all we have to do is peel off this little paper on both sides of the back and then put together the back. simple, right? And now we are gonna put it right here. That should be enough. And then we place the horn, because this triangle is gonna become a horn, right on top. Now we have a beautiful unicorn. The next step is going to be to put some cloth onto our unicorn. And this, I hold one side open, put a little bit of hot glue, and you know what, I'm gonna put a little bit here as well. Now let's work on the other side. We are gonna make a hole into the bottom of our new unicorn, and what we are gonna do is use the pointy part of the skewer. Okay, so like that. Try to make it around there. And turn as you go. Up. See, I already did one hole. Try to go straight up. And there, I can feel that it went in. There we go. I made the hole. And so what I'm gonna do is with a knife, just gonna cut very lightly the point, the tippy point there is coming out. So the point can come out. See? Perfect. Every time you go up, just keep turning, okay? I am gonna pull it all the way through. There you go. I'm gonna use the pointy part now to go in the opposite direction. But because I damaged a little bit this pointy part, it's the first time that happened though, but I'm gonna cut it so it doesn't interfere with what I need to do. So exactly in the same place where we made the hole, I am gonna go back again in, and see, I am gonna fish. There we go. Great, it came out exactly where I wanted. Excellent. What I do now is that the shortest part go at the bottom, just like that, and the longest part goes at the top, just like that. One of the last steps for the unicorns is to place these little flower pots inside of the straws. So I'm gonna check the hole and pass a pen. Yep, I think that's good. So I make sure that the straw is gonna go through as well. As you see, it goes through. And now I'm trying to see where is it. There. You may have to accommodate the flowers again, but that's not a big deal. This hole looks pretty good to me. Nice. I'm gonna create a cute mirror for a carousel. And This is the mirror that I'm gonna use, which is the 5.0 centimeter in diameter. This is a little bit of the glittery foam board that we have. So I'm just gonna put some hot glue in the back. Something like this, where you have a little bit more on top than at the bottom. We need to put a little bit of the hot glue so we can place the beads around it. We do this quickly. I am gonna take this side like this, and I'm gonna make a little design. Once you have a design in place, it is time to put some hot glue at the bottom. Now I'm going to cut. I made 2 of them. They only have to be exactly the same. I am going to add these 2 rings, but not completely. I'm going to cut this part of the rings. And add it to the design. Like that. We're gonna work now on the top of the carousel. And this is what we are going to do. Covering the foam ball with the piece of cloth or rag, and then wrapping it with the hairband, and that's it. That's all we need. There's another way for us to do it. This is perfectly fine, okay? Perfectly fine, and it will work very well. But there is another way that I want to share with you. And it's with a foam clown nose and a marble. I am gonna introduce this marble inside of the nose, and then I am just gonna use the nose instead of the foam ball. And just cover the nose. With the piece of gold cloth. And that's it. I am going to use this method because I like that with the foam clown nose I can do this. I can squeeze and it feels soft. As with the foam ball, it is hard. But both of them work. So whichever one you have is all good. And finally, we're gonna put together these parts. This part is gonna be the ceiling of our carousel. But before we can start, we need to make an adjustment here. And I am going to try to make a little circle. You know what? I'll make it even smaller, just in case, just like that. What I need to do is, I need to make this ball, this part of the ball, to go in like that. So let's cut a little bit first. I'll try it with the X-Acto knife, see if this is it. Yeah, I think the X-Acto knife is better. And this is what we want. We want like a little circle right in the middle so we can pass this. And then we need to be able to close completely without showing anything here. Now I am going to put a little bit of the hot glue. To hold everything together. I am gonna also use a little bit of E6000 to make this a little bit more secure. Gonna do it, oops, from the other side. This part here, I am gonna spread like this. Just add a little bit of the E6000 to hold the fabric in place. I am going to help the process with a little bit of hot glue so it stays while we give some time to the E6000 to work. And I'm gonna take some leftovers from the glittery foam board and white. It doesn't matter the color, but I am gonna put it like this and use some of the E6000 and the hot glue. This is just to make it a little bit stronger. And I think this is ready for us to close it. Like this. Just pressing down to make sure that everything sticks together. So this is all set. Let's work on the actual diaper cake. And I'm gonna help myself with this container. This is a 10-inch container for cake, but you don't have to have one exactly like this one. You can actually do it with anything round that you have in your kitchen. There is about 10 inches or more or less. And this is half of the diapers that we have here, and this is the front of it. So this is what I'm going to do. Like this, putting one on top of the other, leaving a little space in between. Like that, see? And then I just turn Bring it here. Okay. See, so I completed this circle like this, but I need more, so I'm gonna use the rubber band to keep them together. Then take them out. Put the rubber band in the middle, you know, in the middle of the diapers here. And I need to continue putting more diapers. So I'm just gonna take one spot there. I'm just gonna continue adding more diapers there. And that's gonna be my spot. So and when you put them in, it has to be the same way that you did the other ones. I want about 15 inches in diameter from this diaper, so I'm gonna check. Nope. Let's see. Put them underneath so it's easier for me to see how many diapers I still need. I need a lot of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna leave an outer shell of diapers, and then I'll add a wheel of diapers inside, a separate wheel of diapers. And I am going to try to put this wheel in here, inside, in the middle. There's 76 diapers in total. I exchanged the base because this is the actual base that we need for this project. It's a white 15.5 circle that we previously cut it. So that's the one that stay. The blue one along with another white one are gonna go like this, right on top. See? But before that, let's wrap this diaper cake. So we have the diaper cake in here, and there are 4 sheets of gold colored tissue paper. I put the front and back first, and then on top I put the both sides of gold tissue paper. So do this side first. And front. Underneath, I still have the 15.5 inch circle in foam board, and that is the white one. And underneath the foam board, we have the clear wrapping paper. Once we're done with this, we are going to place this 15.5 inch circle in white on top of the diaper cake, like this. And we will be using E6000 and hot glue to help it stay. Now we are ready to decorate this part with tulle. I've cut about 10 or 15 pieces of tulle in magenta and about the same amount in gold. So I wanted to do more magenta than gold, and I'm gonna put them all around. The size of the tulle is about half of the circle. Okay, let's do a close-up. And this is what I'm doing. Folding little pieces, putting them together like that. See? And then I hold them with some hot glue. And I also make sure there is just the end of it. The end of the tool that is up here. So it can go down the rest. And we are going to be doing this all around our circle. And I'm going to alternate, sometimes with gold, sometimes with magenta. I'll see you in a few so I can show you the end result. All done. Every 6.5 to 7 inches, I put gold tulle. And on top of the gold tulle, I created these little simple flowers to put right on top of it. And I'm still missing one flower, and I'm gonna show you how to make it. There's one right here that we're gonna be putting. And this is a little piece of glittery magenta tulle, and it's about 4 inches by 6 inches. So I'm just gonna fold it like this, and then hold it in the middle and just go like that. And that's our flower, and I just turn at the end of it like that. We're gonna use some hot glue so the flower stays, and just continue holding so it doesn't undo the end of the flower. Like that. I'm gonna help myself with my scissors. And that's it. We adorn the floor with gold beads around it and use hot glue to keep it in place, the beads. So I'm just gonna finish it so you can see how I did it. Just put hot glue all around it. And then the beads. And that's it. Now we're gonna use E6000 to hold this, to hold the floor in place, because we're gonna put it right here. The E6000 is done. Now I'm gonna put some hot glue. This piece, we are gonna place it in the middle of this circle as best as we can. And then with a pencil, we are going to trace the inside of it like this, making the lines like that. So when we move this, we know where we are going to put it back. I I just finished putting some E6000 on this part of the piece, and I think that's good enough. Now I am going to add a little bit of hot glue so it will stay faster while the E6000 dries. The E6000 needs more time to dry than the hot glue. And I just place it right in the same spot where I mark before with the pencil. I'm also going to add some of this masking tape for the inside so it sticks together. I secured the open part of the foam board and made all the corners stronger with the masking tape. Let's center this pink circle the best we can. Then, with a pencil, we are going to trace this shape on it, like this. So this is the original figure, the outside one, and then I trace the inside one. Okay, I draw the inside one about a quarter of an inch less in all the sizes, and then I cut. It's gonna go this right on top. But before we get here, we are going to turn this piece and paint all this side with the bright magenta, which is a more subtle color. We're going to continue by placing these panels. They're going to go like this. I have placed the panels where I want them to be, and now I am going to glue them to the foam board with E6000. The panels are all glued to the foam board, and I also added some beads in every corner, as you can see, and also at the bottom of the floor to give it a little punch. I'm going to also take the time to add these panels to the roof, like that, with E6000, and I may use some of these beads on the roof. I am going to glue the panels to the roof in this order. I'm very happy with the way our roof came out. And look at the bottom, painted with the magenta acrylic paint. I just placed all the horses around the carousel, and now I am going to use some E6000. And I'm gonna do this in both sides. And now this part is gonna go at the bottom. This part goes down, this part goes up. I'm also gonna use a little bit of masking tape. The E6000 is not gonna interfere with us putting the tape, so it's fine. This is how it looks, what we did from the top. This is a piece of fabric that I am going to add to the design. I give it a very primitive cut and just took my machine, my sewing machine, and I just sew it here. Okay, so as you see. We want to make sure that the fabric covers everything inside, the bottom and the walls, okay? And there is not tight, that it has a space so we can put something in here without the fabric moving around. Now we're going to glue this fabric to this foam board with some E6000. I am going to put these molds right on top to help it glue better. This hexagon is from the last 15.5-inch circle that we cut it. The next step is to draw this hexagon in the center of our final 15.5-inch circle. As you can see, it's already drawn and cut, but you don't need to cut it, you just draw it. You take this corner of the hexagon that you draw and you measure 1 inch away from it, and you put your mark 1, and then you do the same with all the corners. You measure 1 inch, and like that all around. Once you have that, I already did it, you are going to put together the points with lines. We cut, paint, and let it dry. We're gonna paint this part of the carousel with the magenta, bright magenta paint. It is very important to paint this part, this border, very, very important. And we are gonna do this all around. And at the end, we want it to look just like that. Just gonna start putting the mirrors. Let me clean up the floor a little bit. I cut a piece of the string of beads, and it has 10 beads in it, and I am gonna glue it up there. The one thing you want to make sure is that before you glue your beads up there, this stick is right in the middle of this panel. let's place the flower pot. And I'm placing it right where the horn stars. I am also going to add a finishing touch right here. And those are 6 beads on a string. And they're gonna go like that with some hot glue. I am going to use now the piece that is 29 inches in length, and we are gonna place it this way, just allowing one piece like that to overlap with the other one. Like this. I am going to use some E6000 to glue it, as well as some hot glue. And now we're going to add the rolls that we cut previously. I am going to use some hot glue, the bottom of each of them, to glue them to the foam board. Once we finish gluing all the rolls, we are gonna go to the next step, which is gluing all around this 48 piece of foam board that we previously cut it. And it's gonna be like that. So what I'm gonna do for this one is that I am going to add the E6000 all around first. Then I will put a little bit of the hot glue. Then I'll add the piece. I'm gonna put a little bit of E6000 all around. And a little bit of hot glue in some parts. I am going to add some weight to it and let it dry for a few hours. Now we are going to glue these beads inside right here, all around this border, like that. Okay, with some hot glue. All done. Okay guys, I'm in the floor now because I had to do some things to the top of the carousel and I couldn't, I didn't want to go on top of the table. So I went down to the floor. I took 3 pieces of the tulle of 24 inches each one, and I braid them loosely. As you can see, they're braided loosely, and I put them on one side, and I use hot glue to make them stay. Then I cut 3 more pieces of 24 inches of tulle, braid them again, and put them on the other side. I also cut it a tiny little bit of tulle, and then I went like this, like you've seen me doing for those very simple flowers, and I turn like that, and I put them here, you know, where both pieces of tulle meet. I put one of those little flowers on each side. I also added some ribbon. I put the ribbon on the side here, as you can see, and also on top, right on the edge. Now what we're gonna do is that I am going to put this glittery foam board, and I am gonna cut following the piece there is at the bottom. And I am going to cut other pieces to put around, because I want this, when it sits here, to have some glitter. Now I'm going to adjust these pieces so they fit perfectly well, and I am going to use this glue to glue them to this pink part. I am just covering this edge here because it doesn't seem finished. I covered the whole edge all around. Now we are going to cover this other part of the carousel, and the beads are gonna go all around. I think that now we can start decorating these panels. Before that, let's put the lights in the ceiling right behind the flower pots. Let's get the lights ready. Now we take this little paper out, remove it, and close our lights again. And now turn it on like that. See? Turn it off. And I am gonna put something here so we can stick it to the ceiling of the carousel. This is perfect size for these lights. And the other side. That's it. All we have to do now is put this in the ceiling of the carousel. Like that. Carousel is done. And I'm gonna show you a few different things that we did, very special things. First of all, here, if you take the top, the roof out, and then you will see here that you have a secret compartment where you can put more gifts for the mom to be. And I'm gonna show you everything you can fit in there. So this is the first gift. These are 3 bibs, a pack of pacifiers, socks, more pacifiers, a Beanie Baby, and a bottle to cup. That is a lot in there, right? Now we're gonna put it back in so you see also we have lights for nighttime. As you can see, the lights are up there right behind the flower pots. They are purple color and you can get them in many colors. Here we have the carousel with no lights surrounding it whatsoever, just the carousel lights.